All right. Hello, good morning, evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today I want to take you guys through a company which I'm looking to buy pretty heavily over the next week and 2 weeks. And so this company is Health and Tech. And before you click away on this video, if you click away this fast, man, geez. But what I want to say is this is a company where I am very bullish and I have done quite a bit of research. What I do is every single day I have on my notepad where I go through and 30 minutes every day right here, I have it down to learn about this company. And I've been doing that because I've been making some pretty sizable investments. And to kind of show you guys right now, currently I hold about, if I can move myself over here, I currently have 2,100 shares at an average share price of $2.02. And that's roughly about $6,000 invested, but that's not even close to where I want to get. I want to really build this position within health and tech. And today I want to tell you exactly why. I want to tell you about the business. I want to tell you about the potential opportunity here. I want to give you guys as well some resources on where to find your own information. And really, you guys can also see videos of the CEO and the CFO and get an understanding for the people that they are. And then as well, show you my plan. The goal of this video is not to tell you to buy health and tech because, of course, it's not financial advice. Don't listen to someone blindly on YouTube. But what I'm telling you is this is my plan. I want to show you guys what a potential big and I am going to say risky investment is because this is a small cap company, but I do love the way that their financials are growing. I love the way the profitability is growing. I love the idea and the way that the company is evolving. So let's get into that right now. Why don't we start with what is health and tech? Health and tech is kind of like, it's a platform. It's a tool. It's a website basically where brokers can come and set up healthcare plans and health insurance plans for small to mid-sized businesses which are, let's say, less than 150 employees. And now they're branching into the range of 150 employees and so on, maybe to about 500. But it's all for the small business, which is fantastic because small businesses within the US and even within Canada are really, I think, the backbone. They're the center of attention when it comes to what really drives a lot of business and a lot of creation. So I think that's awesome. But some of the challenges and the reasons why health and tech was created was because long quoting time delays within the traditional system of providing healthcare insurance quotes. So with health and tech, they're able to provide insurance quotes within a matter of 2 to 5 minutes, which is fantastic. You just input your company information and then you can get a quote. And this is fantastic for brokers. And I'm going to take you through all of that and how many brokers they have because they grew their broker base so fast. And this business requires brokers to use their platform, which they're doing, and it shows within their balance sheet and their income statement. So it's awesome. As well, they talk about rising healthcare rates, cool, fragmented healthcare administration processes. Look, health and tech, they basically create a DIYBS system. And I'm not saying this is not even my own words. This is the words of the CEO, really, which I found on Alpha Wolf Impact, his YouTube channel here. If you guys want to check it out, they have 2 videos. One where about 2 to 3 months ago, 2 months ago, they talked with the CEO and the CFO. And then as well, about 1 month ago, when the stock kind of popped off a little bit, same thing. I can't remember their names. I know that Tim is the CEO, but I can't remember the lady's name who's the CFO. And this is his channel right here. I will link all those videos and his channel in the description below. But they basically mention how health and tech has a DIYBS system, do-it-yourself benefits system, where a broker can easily work with a small business because most small businesses work with brokers in order to develop these quotes. The broker can input their information and get a quote within minutes versus the traditional way of doing it within 12 to 14 days. So it significantly cuts back the time and hopefully cuts back the cost as well. Now, why don't we dive into health and tech's financials? So year over year, they're looking pretty good. 2022, we have about 5 million total revenues. Then we have 19, then we're up to 26 in the current year. This is projected because the current year is not done. In terms of operational income, you could see it's growing fairly nicely. In 2023, they had a pretty good year. 2024 dropped down, but once again, it's slowly rising, in my opinion, over kind of the past few years. When we look at their balance sheet, it's really important to see, okay, how is the company growing in terms of assets to liabilities? They're growing fantastic. $10 million in, this is Q2 2024, $10 million total assets. They've now doubled that to 22 million in total assets, but the total liabilities have not progressed at the same pace, which I think is awesome. It's amazing. Pardon me. Now we look at the total debt. Total debt is very small, only coming in at $174,000. This, I love to see a company with low debt, because this just means that their management is, of course, looking at the business, and in my opinion, okay, certain businesses have certain debt levels. If you're in a real estate business, it's natural to have a lot of debt. But for a company like Health and Tech, which is an online tool, they really shouldn't have a lot of debt, and it shows. And I love the way that the CFO, I think her name is Julia, how she talks about how they manage, how they manage their cash flow and their spending, and how they go from a project to project basis. I love the way that she talks about it. Please do check it out in the first video on Alpha Wolf Impact if you are interested. She basically says how they always want to make sure they're managing their debt, that they have more than enough cash in place. And when we look at their cash, on their cash statement of cash flow, you can see that, first of all, their operational cash flow is growing very well and very strong year over year, which is great. Free cash flow is also growing pretty well, but their end cash position more than covers all of their debt, and in my opinion, leaves them in a pretty good position to do what they have been doing, which is reinvest back into the company. So looking at all of this, their financials are pretty strong. One thing that's really cool is they kind of release every quarter, like most companies do. They release these quarterly presentations here on my right, and you're right too. If we look at these, I have the 2024 Q4, I have the 2025 Q1, and 2025 Q2. Let's look at how they progress kind of quarter over quarter. And one thing to mention about Health and Tech is their business is very seasonal based, because most insurance policies are written within kind of Q4, and then as well the first month of Q1, and that's going to be 2026. So it's something to keep in mind. But for Health and Tech, available in 41 states. Business clients are 890. Their third-party brokers are 600 plus. This was Q4 2024. Their total revenues for the year came out to be 19.5 million. Total policies sold 172 million, and enrolled employees 18,348. What enrolled employees are enrolled employees who have purchased and are currently there generating revenue off of from their plans being created. So if a small business with 100 employees purchases their plan, this would go to 18,448. And really, I love the way that they structure their business, because they kind of structure it like Amazon, where they have the tool, and then you're able to go in and manufacture the product that you want and purchase the product from there. So it really gives the consumer a lot of kind of leeway on how they want to kind of approach and kind of navigate their own policy. So once again, still in 41 states. This is going to Q1 of 2025. Business clients jumped to 936 from 890. So that is awesome. That means that's more clientele, more business revenue. Their third-party brokers came up to 650 plus. Their total revenue for the first quarter was 8 million. That's really good. Remember, most of their revenue is probably going to come in the first quarter. Adjusted EBITDA, cool, 1.2 million, but a huge step up. You see, after Q4 from the previous year to Q1, we went from 18,000 enrolled employees to 24,000. It's a huge jump. That's awesome. And then we go to Q2 of 2025. Same thing, 41 states. Pardon me, after 10 minutes, my video kind of cuts out because I'm using a free version of Bandicam, and I have to restart. Anyways, 942 business clients, grown slightly quarter over quarter from 936, but up from 890 from kind of 2 quarters ago. Third-party brokers, huge jump, up to 778 third-party brokers. Why is this so important? It's because they need these brokers, which are going to be using their platform. The more brokers that they have, the more people they have that are pushing and using their tools and their platform. And in turn, the more revenue they're going to generate and the more enrolled employees they are likely going to have. So looking at the revenue, came in at 9.3 million for the second quarter. We can kind of check that here even too. That's huge because usually the second quarter is not necessarily like a huge, here, 9.3 million. It's not usually like the biggest quarter, but it was for this year in 2025, which is awesome. Their adjusted EBITDA went up to 1.6 million, and the enrolled employees was 24,839, slightly up from the previous quarter. Nothing crazy there. So they are growing well. And one thing to keep in mind for this business is when I'm buying this, I have kind of a plan to buy quite a bit. Okay. My plan is to invest potentially about $10,000 of my own money. This is really where it gets risky and where you really have to get smart. To go all in, to really push myself and to get uncomfortable with this position, I want to do this as best as I can. And not saying that I'm definitely going to invest $10,000 of my own money, but I may or may not be investing $3,000 on a line of credit, which sounds extremely risky, but of course it totally ties back to your returns. And because I've invested in Yieldmax ETFs, I'll be generating a lot of cash flow, which I can use to pay back that as well as my current job, which is awesome. And then $5,000 potentially on margin. This totally depends on where the share price is. If it's not an attractive share price buy, then I will not be doing that. But what is an attractive share price buy? Anything under a market cap of 220 million or a share price of $3.95 is what I have personally come up with, just due to the current financials. This is not projected, but only the current financials of the company and where I am willing to buy. Anything under $3.93. Of course, anything, I want the stock to drop. I want to drop because I want to buy as much as possible. Currently, we sit at $2.94. And even today, September 2nd, on the right here, I've purchased 250 shares at $2.95. And then when the stock dropped, I purchased another 100 shares at $2.87. And I'll be keeping a very close eye on this company. If I see anything drop below those markers, I will buy even more. Currently, I am using margin because I have, if I can move this up here, it's kind of funny. I got to move this up now. Cool. DLR.to, I'm journaling 711 shares. If I can get that up, 711 shares, which is $10,000 Canadian. So you can see the proof in the pudding right there. So my plan will be to buy and use that $10,000 over the next week or the next couple weeks. Totally depends where the stock price moves to. Right now, it looks in a position where we can either go to the bear side or we can go to the bullish side. I'm not necessarily sure, but keep in mind with that $3.93. Of course, the lower the better. But I'm looking to buy and I'm looking to really gather a bunch of shares. My goal was 10,000 shares, but not necessarily certain I'll be able to hit that with this kind of cash flow marker. I'd love to hit 5,000 shares, and very excited to see where this company goes in the future. And I will be continuing to do more research on this. But I do think for my next videos, what I'll do is I'll do kind of a safe list of ETFs and kind of give you my opinion on which ETFs I think are the best. Not necessarily income ETFs per se, but just overall ETFs. That way we have options with some kind of riskier companies, which are smaller, and then some safer options, which I will be looking to buy and use my Yieldmax ETFs for in the future. So if you guys have any comments on this video, please do let me know in the comments section, because I'm replying to all your comments now. Once again, now you guys get to see who I am. You guys get to see my face. You guys get to learn about me. Hello, my name is Daniel. What's your name? list it in the comments below, please. I'm looking to get to know you guys. We're still growing in subscribers really fast. We're up to 8,534 subscribers. So please do subscribe. Give this video a like if you guys did enjoy. You guys did an awesome job on the previous video, so I want to say thank you for that. Please do stay tuned until next time, and I hope to keep you guys posted with any new buys and anything like that. So thank you very much for watching. Please do take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.